Ever since I made an interview with Gl33ntwine back in the day, many of you have enjoyed it and asked for more of this kind of content. And today is the day when you're gonna get it. Recently I had a chance to talk to Gl33ntwine about a lot of different things, including why he even started with porting games to PS Vita, why he thinks it helped him to land his dream job. Plus, he also gave us some exclusive full-time homebrew contest hints of what is yet to come. So, let's jump right into it. Greetings, comrade, and welcome. I'm glad you're gonna answer some questions for us. Can you introduce yourself? What's your name? How old are you? And where you from?
Hi, I'm so glad to be here with you. My name is Volodymyr, but for foreigners I go by Vlad or V in short. I am 23, I'll be 23 in a month, and I'm from Ukraine, from Kherson. Currently I live in Georgia.
Nice to meet you too. I always like to ask about nicknames, so why Gl33ntwine?
This nickname is actually a funny story because I was maybe 15 years old or 14 years old and I tried mulled wine for the first time, this like hot spicy wine drink, and I liked it so much that I decided that the name of this drink in Ukrainian, this will be my nickname from now on.
I see, yeah. So you like to drink a wine, yeah?
Not that much really, but yes.
I'm sure you're also a handheld fan. What was the first handheld that you owned?
I mean, technically, the Ps Vita was my first handheld that I owned myself. Before that, I had only used like my brother's PSP a little and had this like really cheap Chinese stuff that had maybe Tetris and 1000 more games like that. But I always loved this kind of stuff, that's true.
What about PS Vita? When and why did you get it?
I think it was 1 year into the pandemic, so maybe the beginning of 2021, and one of YouTube bloggers I used to watch, he was making like video reviews of some niche electronic devices, and he happened to make one of PS Vita. The reason why he made this video was to showcase the new GTA San Andreas port. I really was impressed. I heard about the Vita back in the day when it just came out. This video, it reminded me of the existence of PS Vita. It just avoided me all this time. As a developer myself, when I saw that the community managed to port GTA SA, I figured that yeah, this will be my new obsession in developer sense.
I've seen you made a few very cool Vita Homebrew Ports. Why did you start with it? Did you have any programming knowledge prior to making these ports?
Why did I start? It happened to me my whole life. Every time I'm interested in something. For example, my first like special interest was Warcraft 3 when I was, I don't know, maybe 7 years old. I played maybe for 2 weeks, and for the next 7 years I was just in the modding scene of it. Like literally I stopped playing it in 2 weeks in and was just doing the custom maps, 3D models, whatever. With the Vita it was the same. For just maybe a second there, I believed that I will just use it as my I know, like primary console for playing games. But as it turned out, maybe 1 or 2 weeks in, I decided that I wanted to do stuff for this. My first project actually was a Telegram port, the messenger app. Unfortunately, I didn't finish it. I have a proof of concept, a technical demo. It works, but it's not a complete application and you can't use it. And I figured that it would be just several months worth of work to make it complete and usable, and I just lost interest, unfortunately. I'm sorry everyone who waited for it.
I guess that's okay because it's like a homebrew, you know, so nobody expecting like when you see some screenshot that you're working on something, you know, that it's gonna be finished. There is a chance it's gonna happen, but also there is a chance it's not gonna happen. So I think that's fine. You know?
Also, like after that, when I got into game ports, it was when I suddenly remembered that I love Baba Is You, the game, the puzzle game. I never got to finish it on my PC. I just couldn't because this game, it really didn't fit the setting of a full-blown PC. Like I couldn't sit for hours just staring into the screen on my chair like as if I'm working. It was just annoying, but I loved the game. And I realized that the Vita was just made for this game, or this game was made for Vita. I started looking for ways to port this game specifically. I just wanted to play it. In the end, I figured that the only way it's possible is through an Android port. Just for the sake of this one game, I learned how to do Android ports. Big thanks to Gl33ntwine who taught me and helped me with all this stuff. After that, I figured that there are open bounties for stuffs like Dead Space and Mass Effect, and that I kind of need extra money, so yeah, then I just went for that.
Yeah. Baba Is You is a really cool port. Yeah, I like it, and I also think it fits, into the handheld, into the Vita nicely. I never actually played it before, but yeah, I enjoyed it. It's quite hard actually. It takes a lot of try. So, what's your hardest port and why? Is it like a Dead Space or Mass Effect?
I don't even know. There are easy ports, there are several easy ports, and all of them, all of the rest are complicated in their own ways. Baba Is You was interesting because when I just made it boot into the game, so it was technically working, it took over 40 minutes to see the main menu after you launched the application, and after that, from main menu to get into a level, it was 25 or 30 more minutes. It took some clever optimizations to get from there to what we have now, just a dozen seconds or something. But it wasn't really that technically challenging, it was more of an annoying part. That space, that space was more difficult because I couldn't have done it myself. It's thanks to the work of Bytos, who made... Oh, I don't even know how to explain this, but basically Dead Space, the Xperia version that we had to port because only this version has physical controls support. It's made for an older version of ARM processors, and while the Vita's processor should be fully backwards compatible with those kind of CPUs, it isn't fully compatible, so part of CPU instructions had to be emulated on software, and it's mind-blowing for me still that this guy that Bytos even can't figure that out, because even now when I went really deep into it, I don't think I could do this second time without someone's help. This is the power of community. There are a lot of things that couldn't be possible with just one person.
It's nice to see that even you, of course, cooperate, and then something good comes out of it. Let's talk a bit about the Ps Vita Homebrew contest. You are one of the guys behind it. What made you to come to this decision?
Actually, Qhan, the latest competition in 2021, ended maybe 2 weeks after I arrived at the scene, had my first PS Vita, and it seemed so cool to me. I wanted to participate badly, but I knew that, a few weeks aren't realistic for whatever I could try to make. Since then, I waited for a new contest to happen, and it didn't happen, so I thought that the best I could do is make it myself. So with the help of Samilop and the other guys who were behind the Qhan contest last year, Too Old for Gaming, we made this another contest, and yes, the main reason behind it is because I wanted to participate in it. This is the primary motivation, but the irony is that I can't participate in it as an organizer. This is just a conflict of interest kind of thing.
Yeah, I see, but I think you, in a way, you kind of participate, you are like one of the creators, so...
Yeah, actually, I'm also trying to help contestants, participants with whatever questions they may have, maybe share some knowledge, so if anybody hears that, please do contact me with your questions. I'm always ready to help.
Also, huge thanks to all of you, the creators, because I was also kind of waiting for, a new contest, because I remember when the Qhan came out, it was really good and I liked it, but last year there was nothing, but I'm really glad that this year, it happened. You made it happen, so huge thanks to you. What do you think about the submissions so far? Any good? Which one do you like the most?
Maybe I wouldn't tell my exact preferences as of now, but there are some pretty good already. Yeah, okay, but I will highlight the original game submission, the only one we have so far. It's the For Us Are Dying. Yeah, it's really damn impressive. I watched the progress of this project even several years ago. I have a big faith that this project can turn out to be something great. It's more in a technical alpha stage right now, but it really does have a lot of
I
potential.
see. Yeah, I also actually like Four of Us Dying. For now, it's like just technical alpha, but I think he got some plans, and I hope, he's gonna finish it in time for the contest.
Agreed. Yeah, I can say that if everything goes well for several contestants. Oh, by the way, while we're recording this, Hatwing posted a submission of The World Ends With You, the Android/DS port. So there's that. That's also a cool submission to look out for. I know of several submissions that's gonna get posted if the guys succeed, and I just can tease that some of those are very long awaited and very big titles. I just hope that guys can manage. I don't want to spoil, but I'd say it's on the level of GTA SA or maybe even bigger.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to hear, and I think that's what also viewers like to know, because I think everybody expecting something good's gonna come out of it. Something exciting like San Andreas, as you said. And I think that's what this should be all about, this contest, because yeah, people having passion in doing it. Plus they're gonna get something in return, like the financial side of it. That's also like, I think, big part of it, because yeah, nobody's like in this homebrew game. It's hard to get something in return, yeah, other than the people's enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly. Like I already mentioned that my personal motivation for this contest was to submit something myself, but that's not realistic. But generally, the ultimate goal is to bring more good stuff to people, to our scene, to the audience. So this whole contest is just a way to motivate developers more and to revitalize it.
Yeah, I think that's also the ultimate goal, to bring something good for the people to enjoy. I'm a really big fan of Fuhan contests. I remember Qhan was a huge success back in the day. A lot of great homebrew came out of it, and I'm sure its successor is gonna be even better. Would you like to add anything?
Maybe I'll add that don't be afraid to start doing stuffs in homebrew scene, maybe not Vita scene, but whatever scene, because it can be a path to your career. I assure you, because only 2 years ago I started my first steps in some homebrew ports, and now for 2 months I'm working at a pretty big game publisher as a porting engineer and working on a pretty big titles. So that's one of the ways to make your dreams come true without university or courses or whatever. They do value your experience in homebrew stuffs.
I'm really glad to hear it, that something good came out of it even for you. You started with the homebrew and now you are like part of a bigger official developer, yeah? That's really cool. That's really cool to hear. Yeah, and I think viewers also wanna hear that it's possible. Of course, it's possible. You just gotta follow your passion, I guess, right?
Yep. So please send your submissions to Fuhan. We're waiting.
Thanks for your time and for your answers. Good luck to all contestants, and be sure I'll be watching closely and reporting on every new submissions. So thanks for your answers, and I hope viewers enjoyed this session with you.
Yeah, thanks to you as well. Bye bye.
Okay, that's it for the interview with the Gl33ntwine. I know it's not so traditional video for this channel, so if you enjoyed it, give this video a like, subscribe, join, and all the good stuff. If you wish to donate some money to increase the prize pool for the Fuhan contest winners, you can still do so via the link down below. Thanks to you for watching, thanks to members for support, peace out!